Hi everyone. In this video, I'll go through converting physical standby database to snapshot standby database and then switch it back to physical standby database. So what is snapshot standby database? If you're working with Oracle database 10G, then you know that there was an option for testing some package procedures or some new things into your system. What we used to do, we used to um, stop the redo process, then create a that guarantee restore point, do our work, and then drop the restore point and stop MR process. So what Oracle did, that they automated all this process, which is known as a snapshot standby database. So uh, snapshot standby database is fully updatable standby database. So when we convert that snapshot standby database, what it does, it receives and archives, but it does not apply all the redo data to the physical standby side. So redo data receives from the primary database is applied only when we convert back snapshot standby database to physical standby database. So let's go through the process. Here I have got my data got set up in place. So DevOps is my primary server. My database is EAYMD. This is the alias I'm using. So select open underscore mode database underscore role database. So this is my primary database. Now second server OEL75, this is my physical standby server, database server. So and this is the database is physical standby. So what we have to do, that first we have to stop MRP process. Let's go to physical standby database server side. So here I'm going to check all the process. So MRP, so there is apply log, apply log. So system switch log, doing some switch log file. Now check here. You see that flashback is not on, is not required, but we have to set up DB recovery parameters. So these two parameters we need to set that up, because ultimately it's going to create a guarantee restore point and need to look for that is there enough space there for DB recovery file destination size and destination. So now we check another parameter, that retention target. Now we try to run the command to convert that one. So I'm going to execute the command, alter database convert to snapshot standby. So here is the Oracle document, and that 20 release 21, and if you go to 10.10, so here is, so if I convert that, so here I'm getting a message that an incompatible media recovery is active. So what I have to do, I have to disable the media recovery process. So let me cancel the media recovery process. So when my media recovery cancel is process, so select process. Okay, just copy paste down command. So MRP process has been stopped. Now I try to convert that one. So now if I look for the database role, so database role is now snapshot standby. So this indicated that the database is now acting as a snapshot standby database. So what we see here that flashback database does not need to be enabled to convert physical standby database to snapshot standby database, but we must configure flash recovery area. So after converting that one, let's see what is happening here based on those parameters. So you see that it's created flashback on, so it created restore point only, so that is there, and check a restore point. So it also created a guarantee restore point. But check the open mode. So database is not open, so we need to open the database. Enter database. Okay. So everything I am doing all in my physical standby database server. So PDBs. Connect to the PDBs. Enter. So create table test SS. So I'm going to create a table here as a sample now. Database open. My PDB is not open, that's why I'm getting this message. Insert into this. So you want to select all on. So I can see, I can create table, I can do what I want. So now I can do commit even. So ultimately I am, as this is open for developers or whoever working for their testing, this database is open and they can do anything. Now let's convert back to physical standby side. Before that I'm going to show you that ultimately what is happening if you see all the process like background process. So its MRP is not coming this side, but all other processes are running. Now let's switch it back to primary, like physical standby database. So go to document. So this alter database convert to physical standby. So I'll definitely get an error message that for this is my intentional, so that you know what you need to do. So I do that one, it's giving me okay, operation not allowed from within a pluggable database. So let me connect to the root container. No, no, run that. Still, I know that I'll get an error message, but so database must be mounted. So what does that mean? To put it back to physically standby database, we need to mount the database. So straight we cannot convert. Short immediate. Then instead of mount, so now if we execute that command, so it converted to physically standby database. You can check that one. So database has been converted to physical standby database. Now let's see the process of the process. You can see that MRP process has been started. No, because MRP process we did not start that one, so we have to start that process. Now let's see the table I created here. Okay, show PDB. So MRP process has been started. PDBs. The table I created this one. Um, and there because I already converted that to physical standby database, so it is not there. So far we have checked through SQL plus. Then now I'll go through the same thing to convert to snapshot standby and then convert it back to physical standby using broker command. So for that, this is my primary database server. I am connected DevOps, and OEL75 is my physical standby database server. So from here, let's go to go through SQL plus. I have the disable configuration. So let me connect again. So now if I see configuration, you see that that's disable. I'm going to enable configuration. So configuration is enabled. So now let's um, do the command to convert that one. So this is my physical system by database. So what I'm going to do, convert database to snapshot standby. So it's a message here that converting database to a snapshot standby database, please wait. So and database converted successfully. So let's check that one. So now look here. So if you look here, you see that it's converted to snapshot standby database. So DGMGRL or broker command is, it's much easier to manage data guard. Now we want to see the role from here. If you go to standby database site, so database role is snapshot standby. You can see it from there, but you don't need to check it, just in case if someone interested. Therefore I'm just doing this comments, and MRP process has been stopped. Now to convert it back to physical standby database, what we have to do, so convert this database, my snapshot standby database, to physical standby database. So PHYS, physical standby. So it's giving me a message that it's converting an operation requires shutdown of instance on database, that is DB unique name for my standby physical standby database. So it's shutting down the instance. Then it's mounted. Now it's going to convert that one. So database converted successfully. Now if we check that one, show configuration, so it may take little time. So let me do some switch log. So they are up to date. So I hope you can get a very good idea how to convert physical standby database to snapshot standby database, and then move it back to physical standby database using SQL plus command, or if you have data broker in place, or you can use DGMGRL command, which is much easier because you just need to run one command which it will do behind the scenes everything's for you. Mm, thank you. Thanks for watching.